Hello, Watem here and welcome back to some more Higurashi When They Cry. I haven't looked through the chapter 2 Meakashi videos yet, but I'll probably do that after finishing this video. I want to get through this before I fully re-spoil myself, I guess. I want to have like the full sets of both information before I go back in any case. Anyway, I'll keep going.
核も無残かつ残虐非道を
This is talking about the manga corps, the Meiji era. Is this that corpse? Hey, you guys seriously don't hear that? It's freaking loud. How can you not hear it? Ah, hell, it's freaking noisy. Cut it out already. In the next moment, we all heard a squeaking noise. Oh, it's going to be Tomotage-san poking his head through going, what are you guys doing? Or it's almost over or something. We turned around in surprise. It was just Tomotage-san opening the door. Yeah, by way for reference, with the Meiji period era, that was roughly 1868 to 1912, just for reference sake. Probably should have mentioned that earlier.
驚かせちゃったかな？
あら、次郎さんも見たくて我慢できなくなったかしら？ここ、素敵な拷問道具の宝庫よ。
僕は遠慮させてもらうよ。生来ね、こういうのは苦手なんだ。
Takano-san laughed as if making fun of Tomotage-san for being such a scaredy cat.
それより、演舞とセレモニーが終わって、みんな沢の方に降りていったよ。
Actually, I wonder if Mion, being the inheritor, can see the thing. Although, she probably would have noticed it sticking with Shion-san in that case. So, although maybe this is a different thing. Maybe she can see this one, but not the quote-unquote Satoshi-kun. Anyway, continuing on.
あと何分もしないうちにお祭りは終わっちゃう。
Time was up. I'd never expected that Tomotage-san would save me from this nightmare. His face suddenly looked heroic.
ケイチ君も出るかい？
もう十分に見ましたので。シオン、もういいだろ？出ようぜ。綺麗な空気が吸いたいよ。
同感です。出ましょう。
I went into the entry room and turned around. Takano-san was taking photos in mad rush, though our time was up. I didn't hear that sound anymore. I didn't feel that presence. I didn't feel Satoshi-kun either. Somehow, I wasn't too sad about that. Are you Shion? Or did someone replace you? Even if you followed me out here, I wouldn't be able to tell if it was really him or somebody else. And yeah, she stopped hearing him during the festival. So I wondered what that means. Perhaps. 3 new pages. Defilers. That's certainly true. Anyway, 172. That's going quite high. That underground's torture room is officially called the Underground Ritual Storehouse. This is from memory the entrance to the Sonozaki one. So the torture room and ritual storehouse mean the same thing, according to Takano-san's theory. Bloody rituals, including Watem, have been passed down among the three families even after the Meiji era. The rituals were always ready to be performed. Their form of worship always revolved around torture, so Hinmizawa's history involved a great deal of human slaughter. Takano-san's theory is correct. The underground storehouse of the Sonozaki house looked well maintained. Takano-san is right about that too. Although you'd expect, perhaps, if torture was such a big thing, that the policing family of the Sonozakis would be more powerful. While they are powerful now, they also mentioned how that wasn't always the case. The Sonozaki family used to be the weakest in terms of influence of the three families. It was only in the past couple of generations that the Sonozaki family became the big powerhouse. Anyway, going on, Takano-san is right about that too. Since the Sonozaki family and the Fude family both have ritual storehouses, the Kimiyoshi family must have one too. It's an interesting thought. After all, these ancient and brutal customs are still handed down through the generations. I should remain armed with knowledge that occult events are still secretly being performed in this cursed village. I kind of want to say cursed village. Next page. The sanctity of the ritual storehouse is one of the most prominent elements in the worship of Oishiro-sama. Of course, I knew that, since I'm originally from Hinamizawa, but violating that sanctity is actually a more serious problem than I thought. Takano-san's research shows that the history of the ritual storehouse goes way back. Ritual implements have long been viewed as inviolable objects, which is why it was strictly forbidden to enter. Takano-san's theory says that Watem was once a public execution, performed to stabilize the reign of the three families, rather than a purely religious ritual. So then why do so many people have access to the Sonozaki one? If so, the ritual should hardly be called sacred. Under those circumstances, the implements should have been despised as symbols of hatred and fear. When instruments of fear are too visible, it only creates a reign of terror. But keep them as hidden as possible, and they gain divinity. Many said they would become tainted if laymen touched them. The only reason for that was to preserve their false prestige through secrecy, since they would lose their sanctity if revealed before the common folk. In other words, the true identity of ritual storehouse's sacredness was fear. That was a true emotion ruling over this village. I think this one's a few pages later. The reason why Takano-san and Tomitake-san were cursed is because they broke into the ritual storehouse. I don't know how the villagers found out about it. Maybe somebody was watching. Maybe there was an anti-theft alarm. Either way, our intrusion must have been reported to the highest level of the curse system. That's because, considering the distance between the village and the site where Takano-san's body was found, she must have been killed right after we came out of the ritual storehouse. It was done very quickly. It's possible that a special assassination team exists for this purpose, or that the plan had been set up a long time ago. They might have been secret agents of the Sonozaki family, but the latter sounds more valid. I mean, considering that purportedly she died a few days earlier, I think. If it was a planted body, then they could do it at any point of time, really. The distance doesn't matter because it isn't the actual body of the person who was purportedly killed. But if so, who would have been the victim if nobody broke into the ritual storehouse? That is a good question. So yeah, 72, 73, and 79. What was in 74, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And yes, I went through that because I actually forgot numbers. Yes. Anyway, continuing on. My relatives gathered at the Sonozaki house after the festival to have a little party. I mingled with my uncles and had fun. I was trying to get rid of my eerie memories of the ritual storehouse. Mion was acting as the successor, so I tried to stay away from her. I'm sure she would feel weird if I talked to her in a formal way. Also because you don't like her as the successor. In consideration for Hag's old age, we ended the party around 11 p.m. We all helped clean up, with the woman washing the dishes in the kitchen, and the men folding the tables and putting them away in the storeroom. It only took about 30 minutes, then everyone left, one after another. By then, Mion was no longer acting as the Sonozaki successor and was back to being her normal self. Oh. Maybe I drank too much. I was lying on the tatami floor. How old are you again? Kasai asked me if I could get in the car, so I told him I'd bath if I got it now. Fun
お
times.
ねえ、今日泊まってってもいい？ここで寝ちゃいたい。バッチャに見つかると怒られるよ。で、それよりシオン、明日は学校じゃないの？明日は開校記念日だからいいの。あんたの学校、開校記念日って年に何回あるわけ？まあ、いっか。じゃあ、笠井さん。シオンは今夜はうちで預かります。
I get the feeling that this is where all the weirdness starts to happen from Meakashi.
わかりました。
Does she take over Mion's place? In which case, how does she convince Kasai tomorrow about all of this?
ではよろしくお願いいたします。
Maybe it's Mion saying that she left already by herself. Oh well.
ほら、シオン、起きて。ここで寝てるとバッチャに怒られるって。ほら、肩を貸すから奥に行こう。私の布団貸してあげるから。
That's how it starts.
ありりー、おねー。
My alter ego told me that I'm in a demon's stomach. I wouldn't have woken up if I hadn't heard that voice. I might not have woken up at all. Page 65. Wait, that's, I'm pretty sure, before the hint. What? That doesn't make sense. I didn't remember much after that. I kind of want to write a list of all the notes so far in order, like all the notebook pages. So the demon thing wakes up inside of her at some point during this? I didn't remember much after that. I was probably brought to Mion's room and immediately crawled into the futon. After a while, Mion got her futon ready next to me, turned the lights off, and went to sleep. At least, that's what I'd thought. I got up and turned the lights on. Mion's futon was empty. The futon felt cold. Mion must have left it a while ago. Did she go to the bathroom? No, the closest bathroom was right there down the hallway. The light in the bathroom was off. Where did she go? The ticking of the clock was loud and annoying in this silence. My hands pointed to a little before 3 a.m. I was left alone all of a sudden, on this late night. I felt the eeriness of the ritual storehouse coming back to me, despite drinking it away with alcohol earlier. I tried to sense my surroundings. This house, There shouldn't be an eerie atmosphere, strange noises, or footsteps. I stepped into the freezing cold hallway to look for Mion. When I did, I immediately noticed light coming from one of the nearby rooms. That room belonged to the hag. The hag went to sleep early and woke up early. She was very strict about her bedtime, so it was strange to see her light on in the middle of the night. I could hear voices too. Those voices belonged to the hag and Mion. I thought that might be the case. We were discussing something and it becomes clear that... No, I'm still not sure. I'm still trying to figure out motive. Like the entire motive for everything in Watem. I creeped up to the room and listened to their conversation. Since it was the middle of the night, I could hear their words very clearly.
しゃあもねえやんな。あんの赤いのもちょい出張りすぎやったんや。
まあね。お社様のお怒りに触れたんだから仕方ないしね。
Mion's voice sounded as cold as the one I'd heard down in the torture room. I held my breath.
警察は調べとっちゅうとろんが、すっとろん間違いなあかんね。
多分ね。高野さんだろうね。
My heart almost stopped. Oyashiro-sama got angry. The police are investigating. It's probably Takano-san. What day was it today? Those words told me that something was happening. My teeth started to chatter. I desperately tried to stop them. I felt like my body was swelling up suddenly. I could no longer hear as well. Calm down. Breathe. Listen more carefully. According to Mion and the hag's conversation, another incident definitely took place. The victims were Takano-san and Tomitaka-san. From what I could tell, both Mion and the hag thought it made sense that whatever was happened to them. No. I need to think more clearly. Calmly. They did say they deserved it for making Oyashiro-sama angry. Because, yeah, I mean, even the first... Because even in the first game, Takano-san disappeared, and Tomitaka-san died. And they were like, the whole thing was, Oyashiro-sama was angry from the noise which he was making with his camera shutter during the dance. So they definitely didn't break in that time, but why didn't they break in? Since it's happened every time since... Okay, so I'm guessing Rika-chan's power, it allows her to experience the future. Then, when she dies, for example, probably, that's the cause for going back, she either jumps back or she gains the memories, effectively jumping back, or gains the knowledge without memories of what's happened. And so she tries to make changes in order to survive, in which case the lock wasn't strong the first time, but other games in, I want to say chronological, but time changes, so from Rika-chan's point of view, chronological. Is it in chronological order like that? In which case, after the first game, she switched to the lighter lock for a reason? Maybe to find more information to save herself another time, but... And in which case, if Takano-san planned to kill Tomitaka-san and then fake her death, maybe the first time around she didn't get the chance to fake her death and just got demoned away. Or, who knows? It's just, But then, or maybe it's the other way around, and no, They did say we deserved it for making Oyashiro-sama angry. Did they say Takano-san and Tomotaku-san made Oyashiro-sama angry? How did they make Oyashiro-sama angry? How did they know they made Oyashiro-sama angry? They knew. My body started to shake. They knew we snuck into the ritual storehouse. That would mean Keiichi and I were also subject to Oyashiro-sama's curse? Suddenly, the phone rang. The phone was by the front door. The front door was opposite the hag's room, farther down the hallway. The ringing echoed throughout the long hallway. It sounded so eerie, almost like it was coming from hell. That was when I felt someone behind me. Of course, there was nobody there when I turned around. Okay, I was actually expecting someone to be there, like a guard, sounds like a family member. There was someone there a moment ago. I didn't know if it was Satoshi-kun. I didn't sense any emotion, so I couldn't tell. I also didn't know how long it had been there. It was as if that somebody was watching me listen in on their conversation. That was the feeling I got. It couldn't be Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun would never be that intimidating or scary. My mind turned all red, like it was suffused with blood. Not thinking about getting away so that probably Mion would go get the phone, but Mion would see you around the corner listening in. That would get you in a lot of trouble.
みーちゃんにはない？
I was not expecting Rena's voice.
ひたひたと。ずっと足音がついてきて。夜は枕元にまで立たれて見下ろされる経験。
I remembered what Rena Ryugu had said on that rainy day.
そうならばみーちゃんは大丈夫。お社様には怒られない。
If Oyashiro-sama wasn't angry, nobody would follow me. So what did this mean? Ever since we snuck into the shrine storage, something has been following me? What is it? Calm down, calm down. That's right, Rena wasn't talking about me. She was talking about Satoshi-kun. That's what happened to Satoshi-kun.
サトシ君が体験していることは、すべてお社様のたたりの前触れなの。
That's right. That's why I encountered the curse of Oyashiro-sama.
誰かが遠くからじっと伺っている。誰かがずっとつけてくる。
A creepy feeling crawled up and spread across my back. I kind of imagine like the spectre of death has been following Shion this whole time, and Shion's just been happily going, oh yeah, Satoshi-kun, yay, fun times, whatever. And the spectre of death is just like, what? I'm supposed to be like evil and scary and what? Aww. Just acting all cute, like. Anyway.
誰かがいつも自分のすぐ後ろから見ている。やがて足音は常に自分とずれて一つ余計に聞こえるようになるの。
I swallowed loudly. It's almost as though Rena Ryugu was predicting what would happen to me. Had Rena been talking about Satoshi-kun back then? Of course. Wait. Or had she actually been talking about me?
やがて後ろのそれは自分の家の中にまでついてくるようになる。そしてお布団に入って明かりを消してもずっと枕元から見下ろしてるの。ただただ黙ってじーっと。
I knew by now that there was no mistake. No matter how I looked at it, she'd been talking about me. Yes, me. It had been about me. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. What is the curse of Oyashiro-sama? That was when I actually felt something for real. Somebody grabbed my collar. Their voice came out. I wanted to scream, but all I could do was open and close my mouth, as if something was stuck in my throat. It was Mion. She looked even colder than how she'd looked in the underground torture room. Which only made sense, that she'd come out into the hallway to answer the phone. I tried to come up with an excuse. However, the way Mion looked at me was so cold. Even if I really had run into her by accident, I could tell by the look in her eyes that she wouldn't believe me. I felt cold sweat all over my body. I couldn't even move my fingers.
ごめん。
I apologized. I could have said something to get myself out of the situation if the apology came first. But Leon didn't appear to hear me. She walked to the front door, still holding my collar. The phone was still ringing. I'll admit I was somewhat expecting her to be looking over Shion's shoulder or something. A normal person doesn't usually let a phone ring so long at this time of night. The phone call itself didn't seem real to me. Neon picked up the phone.
ミオンです。そうですか。わかりました。そちらの対応はよろしくお願いします。それから、一切の口封じをよろしくお願いします。
Not at all suspicious.
ええ。では。
Take care of things and nobody talks about this. Yes. Neon put down the phone after a short conversation. What did she mean? Make sure nobody talks about this. Who called? And anyway... Sudden realization. Neon put her forehead to mine and spoke to me.
聞いてた？
Which conversation was she asking me about? Or she had to be talking about the one with the hag. If I said yes, what would happen to me?
知ら、何のことかわかんない。
Mion pulled my collar, pressed her nose on mine, continued to speak.
聞こえた通りです。富武さんと高野さんが、お社様のたたりに遭われました。本当にお気の毒なことです。
Unfortunate. It was like I was talking to myself in a mirror. But what I was saying in the mirror was ever so cold.
おね、お社様のたたりって何です？
富武さんは自らの手で喉をかきむしってお亡くなりになりました。高野さんは遠くの山奥でドラム缶に詰められて焼き殺されたそうで。
That's all one I find weird, because it didn't happen the first time. And it seemed like Takano-san was somehow behind Tomitake-san's death with the third one. And it did kind of make sense to some degree. Motive to realize the curse herself, but still doesn't quite add up.
実にお気の毒です。
Tomitake-san clawed out his own throat until he died? What? Takano-san was burned to death in an oil drum? What? I felt something fairy crawl up my spine. I also felt like my stomach was turning upside down. I didn't feel any strength in my legs. If Mion let go of my collar, I'd probably collapse on the spot.
なんでそんな死に方したのかな。
わかりませんか、シオン。
I'm asking you because I don't know.
わかんないよ。
理由なんて一つしかないじゃないですか。
Nope, not at all. Please don't talk as if I already know the answer.
何の理由かな。
My heart was pounding. I felt that my next breath would be so bloody and hot that I'd choke on it.
そんなこともわかんないのですか？
It's because they made Oyashiro-sama angry. The first year was the manager of a damn construction site. And murderer, I guess, but he made Oyashiro-sama angry? That part also doesn't quite add up. Second year was the traitors to the village. Okay, yeah. Maybe there was a different reason for the wife? That would make sense. The third year was the pacifist. The fourth year was the relatives of the traitors. I'd always thought the victims were people who had something to do with the dam conflict. Since I didn't do anything against the village during the dam conflict, I assumed I was safe. I should have known. I should have known everything would be the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I knew Oyashiro-sama's anger was the curse of Oyashiro-sama. I knew Oyashiro-sama would get angry if I snuck into the ritual storehouse. But since I wasn't held responsible in any way for the dam conflict, I never thought I would be the victim of the curse. Did I ever think there would be an incident of the 5th year? Did I ever think that I'd be the victim of that 5th year incident? Tomitake-san snuck into the storehouse, and he clawed out his own throat until he died. Takano-san was burned to death in an oil drum. It must be a lie. It couldn't be true. Even if it was forbidden, it was just a space for storing some old torture implements. How could they be killed? They're just sneaking in there. I mean, from Rika-san's point of view, it was okay. They were just lost kittens, no. Anyway, I'll end it here for today. Leave you on that cliffhanger. If you all enjoyed, let me know any feedback you have in the comments. And until next time, see ya.